The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
Hello, everyone. It's the week of October 15th, 2018. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be news to you. What up, everybody? It's week 8 of season 4. Get at us on mbnnetwork.com. You can listen to all the podcasts that we put out here on the network. Check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes podcasts. With me, as always, co-host Kev. What up, Kev? What up, Danny?
What's up, bitches?
And Jackie's here. What's up, Jackie?
Hello.
So it's a very busy night. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've been having a ton of fun. Last week, John was here. Jackie was here. Danny, Father Box. He's got all these nicknames now.
Yeah.
So welcome back, Danny. I'm glad you're here this week.
Yeah, glad to be back.
You know,
How you feeling?
A world's better.
sound better. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Was it Allison? Did she get you sick? Don't
Those
lie.
damn kids bringing home or the colds home from school.
Yeah. Tis the season. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Couldn't breathe. I had a nasty cough, and just figured it wouldn't be okay for me to be here and around other people in somebody else's studio getting people sick.
Breathing all over a microphone. I got
AKA
you.
our dining room.
Yeah. Hacking all over where you guys eat dinner.
We don't eat here.
Yeah, we
Only when we're trying to impress people.
Yeah.
Your secrets
We want to
out.
look like real adults.
This table is our studio.
Yeah. It's a studio first, really.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're back. And co-host Kev, what's up? How you doing? Good. So how about we do some good news?
Yeah, I got some good news.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
All right, Danny, week 8. What do you got?
All right, I got a few stories that people have been sending me all week, so I got 3 we'll go through real quick. The first one, Kathy Felt can't get out of her wheelchair to get into bed at nighttime, but the 66-year-old is a beloved figure in a neighborhood she called home for almost 4 decades. So for the past 10 years, a rotating cast of volunteers have showed up nightly like clockwork, lifting her into bed and tucking her in.
Wow.
This is like neighbors helping neighbors. So their main objective is to keep Kathy out of a nursing home. So she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis back in 1978.
Wow.
Her two sons would take turns going to her house and helping her get in and out of bed. But it was starting to become kind of taxing on them because it was a long trip for them. So she started.
And they were going like day and night, right?
Day and night. They'd have to help her get in bed at nighttime and out of bed in the morning. So she started contemplating moving into a nursing home where she could get supervised staff around the clock. That's when her neighbors stepped up. It started out with a few guys here and there saying, hey, we'll take one night. This person will take the other night. It's now up to 60 people.
Wow.
That are coming to this lady's house at nighttime, helping her get in and out of bed.
That's incredible.
She feels like she's on top of the world with all these people that are just dropping everything to come help her.
And her sons still go over. They don't go over day and night now because they know someone's there helping. But that's insanely beautiful.
She said it makes me feel very humble.
Wow.
So, it's just neighbors helping neighbors. It's a great thing.
What do you think about that, Kev? That's great.
It's awesome. Good stuff. My next story is actually a video that we have posted on our Facebook page. Go to the Might Be News Network Facebook page. This video was just posted a few days ago. It's an incredible video. It's of a runner from Oregon called Justin Gallegos. Justin has cerebral palsy, and he is a cross-country runner. Now, being a cross-country runner is one thing, but doing it with cerebral palsy is just, it's unheard of. So Nike heard out about Justin, and they went to one of his cross-country meets, and they were waiting for him at the finish line. Justin didn't think anything of it, but after he finished the race, Nike was waiting there to offer him a pro contract. Justin will become the first official Nike athlete with cerebral palsy.
Absolutely incredible. The video is just so good. The video is incredible.
If you don't get choked up watching it, you're dead inside.
Yes,
pretty
seriously.
Pretty much.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And my last story is actually a local one. This is coming out of Downingtown. A Downingtown police officer makes a special delivery. Maria O'Leary was 10 days before her due date when her water broke and she knew her baby was coming quickly, so she called 911, knowing she was not going to make it to the hospital on time. Officer Joel Williams got the call and was coming to the house when he called his guys and told them, "It sounds like this one's coming, so get your gloves ready." Officer Williams was at the house within 4 minutes. The baby was partially out and stuck in a breech position, which means the feet were coming out first. While everyone tried to wait for EMS to arrive, baby Hazel was born into Officer Williams' hands. Unfortunately, when Hazel came out, she did not have a heartbeat and was not breathing on her own. Officer Williams has done CPR numerous times on other people, but he has never done it on a newborn infant. Taking just one of his fingers, he lightly pressed in the center of Hazel's chest until she regained her heartbeat and started breathing again.
Wow.
Hazel was taken to the hospital where she spent 6 days before she was released home with mom, dad, and big sister Violet. The family said Officer Williams isn't just a hero, he's more like a family member now. He'll be invited to the birthday parties, and he will be part of her life moving forward. When she came into this world, she was not with us, and he brought her back. If it wasn't for him, who knows what would have happened.
It's absolutely incredible.
Talk about pressure, man.
Yeah.
So I'm a firefighter and EMT. I've done CPR numerous times. I don't know what I would have done if it was a newborn baby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Like, he's lucky he did, like, one finger and didn't, like, crush the thing.
Yeah.
With,
Well,
like,
But I mean,
that's
and
the
that's the
thing.
thing with, like, because when you are trained for CPR, you don't do regular CPR on a child.
right.
Or especially like an infant or a baby, let alone a newborn. So, I mean, that part he knew it.
Yeah, you're taught 3 different ways. You're taught how to do it on an adult, how to do it on a child, and how to do it on a baby. Doing it on a newborn infant is just something that you don't plan on having to do in your lifetime.
Right.
And he did it. It worked. He brought baby Hazel back. She started breathing on her own, and she is now doing completely fine.
That's great.
So good job, Officer Williams, going above and beyond the Call of Duty.
When did this occur?
This occurred last month, I believe.
Okay.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we've got some good things to talk about here. Got a plethora of topics.
Kev, do you know what plethora means?
Yeah, you're stupid. So the first thing I want to talk about is the street artist known as Banksy. No one knows this guy's real identity. Well, people do. He has people that are in his inner circle that know obviously who he is, but the general public does not know who he is.
This guy is my new hero.
He's a genius.
I'm just saying.
Have you ever seen the Netflix well, it's not done by Netflix, but it's on Netflix, called Exit Through the Gift Shop?
No.
Definitely, Danny, definitely watch that. It's unbelievable.
It's about him, right?
It's about him. So Exit Through the Gift Shop, long story short, is a documentary that Banksy ended up making. He made a documentary essentially about himself, but it wasn't supposed to be that way. It started out being this other guy making a documentary about him, and he made it, and it sucked. So Banksy took all the footage and remade it
done right?
to
Do it
himself.
Really?
But in it, like it ends up being about the guy who started the film. It's like really awesome because he's an artist now. His name's Mr. Brainwash. He's hysterical. Like you should check him out. But anyway, but in it, like it shows like a behind the scenes kind of like Banksy's creative process, during which is the time that like he really revolutionized the street art culture. He took it from being a horrible, basically a vandalizing, and turned it into what people perceived as art. Right?
Okay.
So like it went from being a negative to a positive when Banksy started becoming popular. And this movie kind of covers that.
Okay.
And So recently, there was an auction going on over in Europe, and they were auctioning off one of his earliest pieces, which is very recognizable if you know Banksy stuff. It's the little girl letting go of a heart-shaped balloon. That's what it is. And they put it in an auction, and it sold for $1.1 million.
First off, who has $1.1 million to waste on a painting?
A lot of people.
There was a lot of people bidding on this.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you'll see some of that in that exit to the gift shop too. There's art collectors that straight up collect things like from him.
Okay.
He was considered, and I guess probably still is to a point, somewhat of a graffiti terrorist almost, because no one knows who he is. Like in the movie, it shows him, he puts like a blow up doll and he dresses it in prison clothes to kind of symbolize what was going on in Guantanamo Bay. And he did that at Disney World in front of the log flume where the pictures are taken.
Get out.
So he like snuck in there. No one knew who he was, set up this whole thing and rolled out and started riding rides. And this other guy got arrested for it. It's crazy. Exit to the gift shop. Check it out. Anyway, Banksy built the frame that this picture was in. And in this frame at the bottom, he basically put a shredder mechanism that was specifically designed to shred this painting upon hitting a button. They think that, well, since then, Banksy released a video of this happening. Somebody bought this painting for $1.1 million. Dude hit a button, and it shredded half the painting. It just dropped right out of the painting.
Everyone working there was like freaked out.
You can hear the one guy start yelling, like, take it down, take it down.
Yeah. They removed it really fast.
Yeah.
But he posted a video from his social media that, because he's only on Instagram, I think. You can watch it. It's nuts. It was either him or somebody he knew because they filmed the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's there. And it's on our website. It's on the Might Be News Facebook. So go check it out. But just absolutely crazy. And the craziest thing about it is that now this painting's even more valuable.
Well, see, that's the thing.
It's a one of a kind.
It's a one of a kind.
It's become an internet sensation. Everybody's watching this video.
Mm-hmm.
So now not only are you buying his painting, but now you're buying the center of this internet craze that this guy just shredded his picture that sold for $1.1 million.
Yep. No,
so
it's insane.
Here's my who was in the audience that hit the button?
They think it was him.
They think it was him?
Because he somebody left right after it happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. Black coat, sunglasses.
Like could
crazy.
You imagine him sitting there just thinking,
dude,
like, all right, I'm about to hit the button.
Dude, he's the man. Because
he's
like
incredible.
Straight up, no one knows who he is.
Incredible.
In the on the movie, it shows he takes the dude up into his like studio and he pulls out this box. It's like in this attic. He's like, nobody even knows about this because I could go to jail like forever. And it's straight up pound, like the money over in England.
Yeah.
But instead of the Queen's face, it's Princess Diana's face. And it looks perfect. It's like perfect. And he has it and it's like pristine and he like crumbles it up and he balls it up and he hands it to the guy. He's like, could you tell the difference? Just if I just handed this to you for like a meal or pack of cigarettes, whatever, like, would you know the difference? He's like, no. He's like, that's why no one knows about it. Like, I have it in my attic. He's like, I thought it'd be funny. He's like, I wanted to throw it off the roof of a building. Like, that was my plan. And he was like, but if I did that, I would have gone to jail.
Yeah.
Like, they would have found me. And that kind of shit to me is just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, who thinks about shit like that? And then second of all, like, who has the restraint not to do it?
I think we all at some point have thought about making our own money.
Well, yes. But like, this isn't, he didn't make it real.
Right.
This was straight up funny money. Like, straight up. And he meant for it to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And this was all in the
Exit
Netflix
through
show?
the gift shop.
Now, is it a series or
No,
is it a show?
it's a documentary.
Okay.
It's a movie.
I'm going to have to check it out.
At first, it covers a lot of other artists because this guy, he just films everything, not Banksy, but the other guy. he films everything, and he ends up getting connected to a couple street artists, like his cousins and stuff, whom I have since followed on Instagram. Like, all the people in this movie have gotten way bigger. He ends up talking to Shepard Fairey, the guy with the obey signs and everything, who did the original Obama Hope picture.
Okay.
And you had to have seen the obey sign, which is Andre the Giant's face with, it just says underneath it, obey.
I've seen the Obama one that said hope, but I haven't seen the obey one.
You'd probably reckon, I'll show it to you. But he's a big part of the movie. But then, like, it all leads up to him meeting and getting in contact with Banksy. There it is, Danny.
I've never seen that.
No?
I've never seen that.
I've seen it. I just don't think I ever realized what it was really.
Yeah, that's Shepard Fairey, and the same guy who did that is the guy who did the Obama Hope and a lot of other things.
I've seen the Obama Hope one.
Yes. Yep.
But I haven't seen the obey.
He actually got in a lot of trouble for that because that photo was meow. That's funny.
Meow.
He actually got in a lot of trouble for that Obama thing because that was the picture was owned by the Associated Press, so they got him pretty good for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So, Banksy, go watch Exit to the Gift Shop on Netflix. They don't pay us. Elon Musk is back in the news. He's been having some tough times. He's no longer the CEO of Tesla. He got in some trouble with the SEC about that.
Is this
SEC.
all stemming from when he pretended to smoke that blunt on the show?
No. He made some sort of statement on Twitter about taking Tesla private, which motivated his stockholders to, I think they sold, or I don't know exactly what happened, but he ended up getting in trouble with the SEC.
Okay.
And had to step down and pay a bunch of fines. He still has a lot to do with the company, but obviously he still owns it, I guess, but he just had to step down from whatever. Which gives him more time to focus on SpaceX, which they had another launch this past week, which was a success.
That was the one over California, right? Yep. That was the one that sent everybody into a frenzy because there was this glowing light in the sky.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Very cool video. They did a time-lapse video of it. It's very cool. But this story, we found what was interesting. He has donated water filtration centers for every building in the Flint, Michigan community schools.
So I want to know why it took somebody like Elon Musk to do this and why the government hasn't stepped up and done anything like this yet.
I don't know. I think the government has done things to try to repair the systems that are lead contaminated. But they haven't done enough. I mean, the water fountains in these schools have been shut off since 2015.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And it's still a major problem. Major problem.
Yeah.
But with this technology and the filtration centers that he's donating, every building in the district is going to have access to clean water for the kids and for obviously the faculty as well.
Elon Musk.
So I think that's a very cool thing. And he's looking into doing more for the city as well. Residential, commercial, things of that nature. He's trying to get this problem situated.
I'm just glad somebody's stepping up and trying to do this because this whole Flint water thing's been going on for so long and nothing's been done about it.
I mean, and you think about it, this is kind of what I would want to see in this situation. Is a citizen taking care of it.
Absolutely.
Somebody that's not making these stupid political commercials and blah, 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 blah. This is just a guy that has a shit ton of money and resources. He sees a problem and he knows a solution and he does it.
It's real nice to see these kinds of things because, I mean, we're starting to see more and more of it. We talked 2 weeks ago about Chris Long from the Philadelphia Eagles and how much he's doing. It's finally good to see that you have these people out there that have all this money and they're not just sitting on it. They're actually going out and doing good things with it.
Right. when they had that, what was it called? The big oil spill in the Gulf, the pipeline.
The BP pipe.
The BP, yeah. When that happened, Kevin Costner straight up invented a way to separate oil from water. Kevin Costner.
Probably from his role in Waterworld.
Straight up.
True.
It's one of my favorites.
I think wasn't the opening scene him filtering his own pee?
Yeah, it was, and drinking it. Yeah. That was definitely one of the first scenes.
What a weirdo.
He's hard as shit.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? He straight up did it, but I think I think they're working on it, but it costs a lot of money to do, so we'll see what happens. And then I just saw this week that there was I think it was off the coast of France or something, that two big, one was a cargo ship and another one was like a tanker of some sort, and they ran into each other.
Yeah, they T-boned, and the oil spills like 2 miles long or something
everywhere.
Like that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Also, the Hurricane Michael that ravaged the Florida Panhandle. Have you seen the drone footage of some of this shit?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, so I posted a link on my Dan the Weatherman Facebook page. It shows before and after photos of the damage. So far, I believe there has been 11 confirmed deaths from this hurricane.
I saw 6 to 11 or there. I thought I saw 6 and I saw 11 and I saw 6 again.
They're saying it's going to rise.
It's going to rise
because they have no access to some areas.
The footage, the aerial footage is astounding. Mexico Beach is one of the beaches there in Florida, just eradicated.
Gone.
It's just gone.
Gone.
It's gone. They show you a before and after photo. It's gone. And I'll tell you, I saw another article this week that was very interesting to me. There's reports that we as a human race have approximately 10 years to start making some progress on saving the environment, or we're all screwed.
What was it? If the climate change, if it goes up like 1.5 degree,
yeah, we're done.
Could mean like life or death.
Straight up. I mean, every year, this is the strongest storm to hit the U.S. This is the strongest storm over and over and over again. That means one thing. It's getting worse.
Look at how quick that storm actually formed.
It's crazy.
It formed within a few days.
I didn't even know about the storm except for all of the memes with Michael Myers. Like, of course, Hurricane Michael would show up in October.
Yeah.
Like,
well, remember when Hurricane Florence was out and everybody was talking about it and how it was building strength and the tracks it was taking and what? We tracked it for over a week or some shit like that, a week or 2 weeks. This was 3 days, maybe.
Yep. Yeah. And boom.
And it was
wiped out.
The wind speed was 2 miles an hour away from being a major Category 5 hurricane.
So incredible.
Yeah.
Like some of the footage of the actual storm hitting is just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. This storm surge, the water just rushing in.
13 feet was a storm surge.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Entire communities wiped out.
I was watching
this is America.
A news station, and there was a news reporter that was in a hotel. And she said, listen, we're in a concrete hotel. Everything is concrete, the walls, everything. So we're pretty safe. And she said outside her window, there was literally a house that was picked up off its foundation and floating down the street.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking nuts. What do you have to say about that, Kev? It's actually really intelligent response.
Wow.
I'm surprised. Got a lot of really good content so far, Kev. I'm impressed.
High five.
So, yeah, give it up for Kev.
Good job, Kev.
So, the next story I want to talk about is a movie that I personally have been very excited for about a decade. Okay? How High 2. You guys ever see the first How High?
Yes.
Yeah.
Method Man, Bread Man?
I think I saw it in the theaters.
It's good. It's classic. It's classic. It's good. They've been talking about How High 2 for forever.
I didn't know they were doing the How High 2.
They've been talking about it, and it just came out this week. TMZ reported that How High 2 has officially been downgraded to a made-for-TV movie, supposedly for MTV, No Method Man, no Red Man.
So why do it?
Why do it? Lil Yachty and a bunch of other clown-ass new rappers. First of all, Lil Yachty in real life doesn't even smoke weed. Why would I watch a movie with him, who he's never been in a movie before, to my knowledge, acting like he's smoking weed?
I mean, the movie is called How High?
Straight up. Apparently, these guys are trying to start a edible company. Fucking knows. Sounds stupid.
So I looked it up on IMDb.
Yeah.
And for the top billed cast, it says DC Young Fly, some other girl.
He's on TRL now. I think that DC Young Fly guy. He's the new Carson.
TRL still around?
Yeah,
that exists.
They brought it back.
That's news.
I'm pretty
to me.
positive that he's the host of it. He's like an Instagram kid.
I'm gonna look it up. But the third person listed is Susan Gallagher, and her role is Screaming Lady. I have no hope for this. I'm not watching this.
I'm not watching.
Do not even ask me to watch this.
Trust me, I'm not going to ask you to watch it. I'm not. I promise. I don't want to know. I just want everybody that listens to this show to know that I know that it's going to be garbage.
Garbage.
Yep.
Let's see. Billy McFarland sentenced to 6 years in prison. This guy is the man behind the Fire Festival.
I don't know too much about this story, so explain it a little bit in detail for me.
So this was last year, I believe. There was a festival. It was a music festival on some island, some tropical place. And this guy was the one behind all of it. It's supposed to be this awesome thing where you got these really nice places to stay and just luxury. All these people fly to this island. They pay for themselves to get there, only to find out that this music festival doesn't exist.
It's a sham.
And it's not happening. And a lot of these people were stranded with no place to stay, no food, no nothing really.
Oh, yeah. They were supposed to have like tents with all this food.
All this shit. And none of it was there.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. They had like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and like that was straight up it. And there was a lot of them were stranded down there. So now, and they still have a like class action lawsuit against this guy that's still in the courts that hasn't happened yet. But he got sentenced to 6 years in jail, and he has to turn over $26,182,386 that he doesn't have. Him and his homies blew it all on yachts and women.
Crazy.
So it's nuts. And the last story, real quick, before we go on break. This week, a story came out. A woman brought her emotional support squirrel on a plane. Frontier wouldn't let it fly. The passenger was removed from a Frontier Airlines flight late Tuesday when she attempted to fly with her emotional support squirrel and then refused to get off the plane when she was told no, according to the airline. What would you do if you were on a plane and saw some lady or man, with a fucking squirrel?
Look, I love all animals, and in some ways, squirrels are super cute. But it seems a little far-fetched sometimes that people are like, "Oh, this is my emotional support duck or goose or whatever." Be normal. Get a dog. Get a cat. Get something that is actually known to be a pet.
And if you get a weird animal like that, you're just going to have to fucking drive yourself.
Yeah.
Wherever you're going. Wherever this lady was trying to go. Oh, she was in Orlando. She's trying to get to Cleveland. So that's a really long fucking trip.
Yeah.
That's especially a long fucking trip to have a goddamn squirrel on a plane, dude.
I actually had a squirrel story in my good news story, but I didn't report on it.
You know what? I actually waited. I had to wait a day to post this because I saw it on Wednesday, which was World Mental Health Day. So I'm not trying to like post some shit,
Yeah.
kind of making fun of people with some mental
On World
disorders on
Mental
World
Health Day.
Mental Health Day.
Was the squirrel in a cage, or was it just like a free?
Yeah, I think it
roaming-
was in like a fucking little box or something. Like I don't think she had it in a cage.
I mean, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, if it's like certified,
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm all for it. But
see, like, what's the word? Like, it's emotional support dogs, so or animals. So I don't really even think there needs to be any like proof or legal or some documentation.
well, I mean, service dogs have to be.
Service dogs, yes, but emotional support animals, I don't think so.
Well, I can say I need my dog as an emotional support
Yeah.
dog.
You could say that, but she's not like
Yeah.
a
I think there has to
service
be some
dog.
sort of like documentation about
There,
that.
there is a difference between a service animal and emotional support
Okay,
animal.
so if it's not a service animal, then sorry, but
Yeah.
Right.
it could
Wait.
cause more good than bad.
Wait, what'd you say, Kev? I agree with Kev.
Yeah,
He's right.
That's good.
So let's go on break real quick. We'll come back. I can't wait to hear Kev's point. And when we get back, we'll do What's the Point and late review. We'll be right back.
Check out Relatable Radio on the Might Be News Network.
On iTunes and SoundCloud.
New episodes every Tuesday. This is a mom confession. All right, I forgot to pick Landon up from school.
Only one day? That's
One
only-
day.
Okay.
All right, but I was at the bus stop. I forgot to pick him up at school.
So you were
So
making an
I
effort.
was-
It's not like you were out partying.
Right,
You
right.
were- yeah.
This is ruined,
Mhm.
and it's bringing up.
You know, in
You
30
don't- you
years,
don't-
he's going to bring that up to you.
It was awful. Like, I was 30 minutes late, and the teacher's like, "Oh, I told him you were late because you were probably going back to school night for your kindergarten." I was like, yes, yes, that's the night.
Oh.
That's exactly why I was late. I wasn't watching Ellen. No,
No, of course
no,
not.
I didn't make coffee and sit on the couch. No, not at all.
Welcome back to Might Be News, Season 4, Episode 8. Get at us on nbnnetwork.com. We got 4 great shows every week, every other week with Novak and Franz, but 4 great shows. We got us, Relatable Radio with Jackie, Allison, and Amy. We got Might Be Sports, myself, and Kevin Reevy, and a plethora of sports-related guests. Past week, we had Brian Startari on. We were talking hockey. It's great.
Speaking of sports, what did you think about that football game last night?
Oh, it was great.
Loved it.
It was great.
I mean, I know the Giants aren't the greatest team. They actually might be the worst team in the NFL.
They're a disgrace this year.
But it was a divisional game, and the Giants always play us well.
Yo, straight up, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were talking real shit on them all night.
Yo, I thought fucking Troy Aikman wanted to just have sex with Saquon Barkley at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wanted to at some point as well.
He's really good.
so
He's
fast.
so fucking
He
good.
is
Really
such
good.
a force to be
He's
reckoned
so
with.
good.
And he's playing for the Giants. Like, what a waste of talent.
You know what, too?
That's
it's
his
crazy
team
that
now.
he's a rookie and he's like straight up the leader of that team right now.
That's his
ridiculous.
team, though.
Yeah.
He was born and raised in New York.
Was that it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a Giants fan through and through.
Oh, he is?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but like,
Oh, fuck him. Here we go. What's the point? What's the point? Is there a point to this? What is your
are
point?
you just gonna sit there and look stupid?
All right, Kev, what's your point? I'm actually kind of disappointed in you, Kev. Wasn't really as good as I thought it was going to
He
be.
just sat there and looked stupid.
Yeah.
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 Danny, what's your point?
All right, so this was another story that was on the Might Be News Network Facebook page. This kind of like it kind of baffled me a little bit. 123 missing kids were recovered in Wayne County. So the U.S. Marshal Service says 123 missing children in Wayne County, Michigan, were recovered during a one-day sweep. 1 day, that's all. The sweep was called the My Safe Kids. It happened on September 26th, and it was throughout the county. The U.S. Marshal Service Detroit Missing Child Recovery Unit, coordinated with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Office of Inspector Generals, Detroit Police, and the Michigan State Police, and the investigated missing children case files prior to the sweep. Out of 301 files of missing children, 123 were physically located and interviewed during the operation. These were kids that were abducted and they were going to be used in sex trafficking.
That's terrifying.
That's what that's what it looks like, and they haven't, to my knowledge, so far released where these kids were, and necessarily why. That's what the speculation is right now, is that they were all lined up to be entered into sex trafficking.
Yeah, the U.S. Marshal Service did not elaborate on where the children were located.
Right.
This is the first operation of its kind in Wayne County.
Terrifying shit.
A press release from Michigan State Police, who participated in the sweep, says 107 juveniles were recovered safely. Some of them haven't eaten for days.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of them.
Do we know how long most of those kids were missing?
They are keeping everything hush hush right now for some
So
reason.
they get more information.
Probably because it doesn't sound like they have the people responsible,
No.
Oh wow.
which is probably why they're not sharing information.
And I think it also took them off guard. Because
Well,
in
'cause
just one
who
day.
thinks that could happen in a day? Imagine if they had kept that like, I don't know.
Just one day, 123 kids.
123 is less than half of what they were trying to find.
301.
Right, but my point is it's still a lot to find
yeah.
in one
No,
day.
I'm just saying that's like the scale of this is
Yeah.
how crazy big this is. I
Yeah.
mean, 120 something is a huge chunk out of it, obviously.
Yeah.
But just to put the terrifying scale to this, that's less than half of what they were actually looking for,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
I just can't believe it was only one day.
Yeah.
And they found 123 in one day.
So what happened on day 2? Did they find more?
I don't think there has been a day 2 yet.
Yeah,
Stop wasting time. Find these kids.
that's crazy.
Just to think about that's just, I mean, everybody knows, that kind of stuff does go on. But,
You don't really think like for me, I know it happens, but I think part of me just hopes that it's just something I've seen in Hollywood, that it doesn't truly exist.
yeah.
It makes me think of the movie Taken. It makes me think of Minority Report.
Well, what about that movie you were talking about that was on Netflix? The Lion movie?
Oh, Lion. Yeah.
80,000 kids go
yeah.
missing in
Yeah.
India.
A year.
That's
A
overseas.
Yeah.
This is right here in the United States in Wayne County, Michigan.
Right. It's crazy.
I mean, as a parent who has 3 kids, one of my kids went missing. I don't know what I would do with myself.
Right.
No stone would be unturned
No.
with you.
I would go straight Liam Neeson on him.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was missing in action in Atlantic City, you were like inches away from driving there with like search dogs. You remember that? That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
When I went like totally off the grid in Atlantic City, no one could find me for like over 12 hours. And
You were what? Sleeping in the back of a car or some shit? You dumbass.
He got locked out of the room.
Yeah.
It's actually one of my favorite stories.
we'll have to save it for another day. It's long.
It's a long story,
And
but it's well worth it.
Most of it's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember getting
we'll
the
use
phone
some
call.
we'll use some like code names.
I literally almost was murdered, so it was cool.
Yeah.
I remember getting that phone call. Yo, Taylor is missing.
Yeah.
Shit.
We're in Atlantic City.
Shit.
Look what I've done. I've changed your life for the better. I'm gonna take some credit on
You were
this.
probably the only person brave enough to go to Atlantic City with me.
Yeah, I'm like, you want to go to Atlantic City? And he's like, you sure? None of my friends will go with me anymore.
I wonder why.
I'm like, I'm not scared.
Talk about a
I
buzzkill.
went hard. I went really hard. So, Jackie, what's your point?
So, I saw a video the other day, and my sister Kim actually just tagged me in it tonight. The woman that voiced Ariel the Little Mermaid
Mm-hmm.
went and sang at this woman's wedding, and I'm jealous
Yeah.
because I'm like, somebody should have come and sang at our wedding.
Wow. Well, imagine how expensive that
No,
was.
that's true. I can't imagine what this woman's parents spent.
Unless
And
like
it
she's
had
like
to
a
have been
family
the-
friend or something.
No, she actually stated in the beginning of the video, this is the first time she's singing at a wedding that isn't someone in her family.
Oh wow.
But
You were playing the video earlier. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
The
It sounds-
reaction
she
of the
still sounds
bride
perfect.
when she comes out.
her
is
whole
priceless.
jaw, I'm pretty sure, hit the ground.
Wow.
Like,
Oh, I bet. Especially like if that's like her favorite movie.
oh,
growing
it's her
up
favorite
and all
movie,
that
and that's
stuff.
why. Yeah.
Well, that's what the one person said. They said, "What's your favorite Disney movie?" And she said, "Little Mermaid."
Mhm.
I was glad she didn't say something like Aladdin or The Lion King,
Right,
and then
right.
oh whoa,
Like,
Yeah.
changed my mind, like all kids do.
Your kid
It's
can
Frozen. No, it's Moana. No.
go. Your kid can go fuck herself.
Yeah. But it was really awesome. The woman's name's Jodie Benson, and I think she also I was reading up on her IMDb a little earlier, and she did the voice of
Thumbelina.
yeah, why can't I say it?
I know. I can
Oh
see
my
it. in
god,
your-
I was like
I can see it
panicking.
in
I
your
can't
face. You can't
say
say
the
it.
name. I read it.
Who is Thumbelina?
I don't
know,
even know. I
it's
just know the
Disney
name
movie.
of it. Some Disney movie.
Oh.
I wonder when they're
They don't
gonna.
pay us.
I wonder when. Yeah, right. I wonder when they're gonna remake the Little Mermaid into like a live action thing. They just premiered the first Aladdin trailer.
I'm
Yeah.
so
It doesn't
Looks
show much,
great,
but it
yeah.
shows enough to
It's
get you
enough to get you
extremely hyped.
excited.
Yeah, because Aladdin was
He put
my
it-
favorite.
He
growing
put
up.
it
Yeah.
on. He put on the trailer, and within like a couple seconds, I was like, Aladdin.
Yeah,
like,
because it was on the Thursday Night Football. They premiered it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I heard him say, "All right, here's a sneak peek at Aladdin." And I think you were like in and out, like dozing off. It was like the beginning of the end for you. And I was like, yo. And I just pointed at the TV, and then like right away, you knew what
I was
it
like,
was.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a good cast for it too.
Yeah.
They got Will Smith playing the genie.
The genie. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Who else is in the cast? You said it's a good cast. You name one person.
Will Smith,
Yeah, that's all you really need.
He's
Phil-
carrying the cast.
Philly
now.
native. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
And they don't show him in the trailer, but the trailer's on the Might Be News Facebook, so go check it out. So my point this week is that one of my very, very favorite artists right now, music artists right now, Anderson .Paak. You've probably heard me mention him on the show before. I literally love everything that this guy does. All of his music's incredible to me. He's supremely talented, and he just has like this feel-good kind of music that I just really, really enjoy. His new album is titled Oxnard, and it is coming out November 16th. He just announced that this week. I've been dying to know, and I know at least a few people out there that I know would be excited to know that as well, because this thing is produced by Dr. Dre, certainly mixed and mastered by Dr. Dre. He has 2 songs from it out now. One just came out called Tints. That's featuring Kendrick Lamar, and it's fantastic. His first single from the album was called Bubblin', which is also fantastic. He's rocking an Allen Iverson jersey in the video, which I also love. But Anderson .Paak, just incredible artist. I can't wait to hear this album. I will review it the day it comes out. I will probably listen to it all weekend that weekend, which will be on the road for a little bit of that. Jackie, it comes out November 16th.
Okay.
So we'll be
I
out.
assumed.
Yeah.
I was like, the only road trip I know
Yeah.
we have coming up is in November.
We'll be driving, so that'll be perfect. I can't wait. I can't wait. And I follow him on Instagram, and he posted on there that it was going to be on the Beats One channel on Apple Music. And the guy was waiting for him. He was running late to the show. He was going to be there in studio for like an interview and to premiere this song with featuring Kendrick Lamar, Tense. He was running late, and he was like on and off the phone with him, like, "Yeah, I'll be there in 5." You know, like this dude just starts playing this song. He's like, "I'm just going to punish him. I'm just going to play the song over and over and over again until he gets here." That's what he did. He literally played the song 6 times in a row until Anderson .Paak showed up in studio. And you can go check out his Instagram page.
Was that when he fell off?
Yeah, there's a video of him running in there. He's all hyped to be in there,
Dancing.
and he's dancing. And he jumps up on the table and he's dancing. And he fucking fell off the table.
Misstepped and fell off. It is hysterical.
Like live on the radio. It was so funny. So go check that out. Get hyped for Oxnard. Check out his other albums, Malibu and Venice.
I went on YouTube today. I really like his sound. I love his voice. I love his personality so far.
He is a trip.
I just listened to like a YouTube mix, and a lot of it I already heard because of you. But he's great.
He's great. Like, it's just got a solid vibe to it. It's not, he raps, he sings. When he sings, he kind of gives off a James Brown kind of vibe. He's got like that raspy, kind of a signature sound. He's got two solo albums. Venice was the first one. Malibu was the second one. Malibu is just, it's cover to cover, just incredible. He's also got a side project called No Worries, which is great. He's part of a band called the Free Nationals. He's a drummer. He drums while he sings and raps. It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts. He's got a tiny desk session and everything from NPR. So go check that shit out. Yeah, there's a video of him falling off the fucking table. Oh, it's fucking funny. He's a trip. So, and after thinking more about it, I like Kev's point. Kev's point was good tonight. Kev, you're doing a great job so far.
It was one of his better points.
Yeah.
I disagree, but that's okay.
At first, I was like, you know what? Kev's a fucking idiot. And then, like, I thought about it through everybody else's point. I was like, you know what? I'm a little hard on Kev. I think he does an amazing job, especially tonight. Here's a late review. Here we go. I know it's a little late, but
You're just hearing about this?
Can't believe I'm just hearing.
why didn't I know about this sooner? Kev, you kind of kill it on that intro.
Why did I know about this sooner?
Jackie, what's your late review?
My late review is the movie Hocus Pocus.
This is one of Allison's like all-time favorite movies.
I think it's every woman's just about all-time favorite movie.
I don't
feel
know
like
a woman that isn't their like favorite movie.
I'm like,
Certainly
it's
this
not
time of
Halloween
year.
until I see it, and I get mad if I can't watch it. And because we got Hulu Live, we can record on there. We weren't sure how to do it. Turns out our DVR was very full. But
Yeah. It was so when you set up Hulu Live, it asked you, Danny, it asked you like what your favorite sport teams are.
Yeah.
And I put in, Sixers, Phillies,
or
Flyers,
anything Philadelphia sports.
Iowa, and Alabama.
It recorded all those.
It recorded everything
Did it
from
and it
then
was
to
full.
now.
We were almost full.
Yeah.
But either way, so we deleted all that other nonsense.
Full games, like entire games,
That takes up a lot of
straight
space.
up.
I mean,
3.5 hours on the
yeah.
DVR
Oh, yeah.
for all of those. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Hocus Pocus, I can now watch it whenever I want.
Nice.
It's just, I don't know. It's just this great story. And I mean, as you get older, you were like, wow, there's a lot of plot holes in this, but I mean, I still love it and cherish it. Three witches come back because a virgin lights the candle, and so back when kids that age were still virgins, probably not anymore.
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic, and there's aside from it's not like a horror movie.
No.
So like you think like Halloween time. Generally, certainly as adults now, we think horror movies.
Yes,
There's not many like Halloween movies that are,
they have to be
lighter.
like Disney movies.
Right.
They're all like the good feel, good family entertainment.
Right.
Are they still planning on doing the Hocus Pocus 2? I know
I
that's
don't-
been teased.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Was that just
How
like...
do you bring them back?
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
It's funny
I think
because...
they teased it, and at this point, it's just let it be. The movie's fine as it is. If you did a sequel at this point, it's probably gonna be a straight to TV movie, and it won't do it any justice. And everyone's gonna be looking for that hype of Hocus Pocus, and it's probably not gonna live up to it.
So Hocus Pocus was on in our house the other day, and I made the comment to Allison. I said, it's funny, like Sarah Jessica Parker, I think her role in that movie, I thought she was beautiful in that movie. And she was playing a witch. And I thought that was
Yeah.
the most beautiful she's ever looked.
I was
as
thinking
an
it too
actress.
because a lot of people don't find her attractive.
I do.
find
In
her
that movie,
Right.
yes.
No, but that was what I was going to say. So a lot of people were like, she's not that attractive. But in that movie, she's the hot sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's the hot sister. They also made her a cliche dumb blonde.
Yeah.
But she was beautiful in that movie playing a witch.
Yeah.
And then if you go look at the other movies she plays in, you're like, yeah, I can kind of see the horse.
There's
in
people.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think she looks like a horse. I think she's beautiful.
I've always thought that. I've always thought that she was gorgeous. I never really. I see the horse in her, like you said.
Yeah.
But like I
You
don't
can
know.
see why people would think that. But overall, I still think she's beautiful. And for the most part, I've loved just about everything I've seen her in. I love Sex in the City.
Yeah.
So it's just funny because
What would you give that movie?
a 10.
You have to.
You have
Yeah.
to.
You have to.
If you don't give it a 10, you're dead inside.
Wow.
That's the theme.
Wow.
You're dead inside.
Wow. Kev, what are you reviewing this week? Okay. What would you give it? Wow.
A 9?
That's pretty up there
That
for you.
seems a little high, Kev. That's what he told me last week. That's a high rating.
Wow, I'm just impressed with you tonight, Kev. Just fantastic. Danny, what are you reviewing?
So I was having trouble finding something to review the past 2 times I was on. I did The Purge. I'd want to do it again for a 3rd time, but I can't. So I'm actually going to review the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that were just released. I believe it was today that they were released. So there is 15 nominees, and it's what, 5 or 6 get in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know how that works. But.
Yeah. So on the
five or six, yeah.
Yeah, on the ballot this year, for the 20th year, we have Roxy Music, Radiohead.
Who didn't get in last year. This is their second time.
I thought they should have gotten in last year.
It's their second ballot.
Yeah, so hopefully they get in this year. Janet Jackson, Todd Rundgren, or Rundgren, however the fuck you say his name. Rufus featuring Shaka Khan,
Okay.
Okay.
The Cure,
Okay.
John Prine, Devo, MC5, The Zombies,
Okay.
Oh.
Rage Against the Machine,
This is again their second ballot.
Stevie Nicks,
Yes.
LL Cool J.
Oh.
Also his second
Yes,
ballot.
Yes.
But what does that mean? Just like he was nominated before and didn't make it in?
Yeah.
Last
so
Do
he
you
year
won
get
last
so
year.
many
Last-
tries before they're just like, you're never getting in?
Roxy Music has been on for 20 times.
So your
Yeah.
first album or something, it had to have come out 20 or 25 years before,
Okay.
and then you're eligible.
Oh,
So it's not even like they're nominated, but like
right. Okay. I just didn't know if it was like, well, you only get so
Last
many
year was
times
their-
and then we're just not allowing you in.
sports do that. I don't think it's the case for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they put a bunch of names out there, and you either get in or you don't.
Right. And it's funny. So my sister just went out to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum.
Oh, cool.
yeah?
She went out to Cleveland 2 weeks ago.
Very cool.
End of September. She came back the Sunday before my birthday. So
I'd like to check that out sometime.
sure.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
So LL Cool J, and then the final nominee, Def Leppard.
Oh,
Wow.
There's some
Okay.
pretty good ones on there this year.
Yeah, it's
And
always
there
tough.
only 5 or 6 get in.
Yeah.
I think it's 6.
Let's pick them right now. Boom.
Radiohead, Rage Against the Machine, Janet Jackson, LL Cool J,
And Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
Stevie Nicks, though.
Come on.
I'd have
The
yeah.
Cure. They have to get in. Fight me. Fight me on it.
Rage Against the Machine of Radiohead are definites, in my opinion.
I think for on a personal level, yes. Just the way it works, I think that Stevie Nicks will get in. I think Radiohead will get in. I think Janet Jackson will get in.
There's Shaka Khan.
I don't
Shaka
think
Khan.
I don't think Janet's going to get in first ballot.
You don't think so?
No.
I would like to see LL Cool J get in on his second ballot.
Yeah.
I would like to see that happen.
I see Def Leppard getting in.
I kind of figured they'd already be in.
I did too, honestly. So probably because they just put
This
Bon
is
Jovi
tough.
right in.
Yeah.
They put Bon Jovi right in last year, and Def Leppard's in the same type category. Certainly, you know what I mean. They came up same time.
Yeah, I thought they were older than Bon Jovi.
I
don't know. That's tough.
That's tough. Yeah, that's very interesting.
I'm
Very
glad I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah.
I wish I could vote though. Straight up, I'd vote for Rage Against the Machine right now.
Absolutely.
Right now, it's just my favorite.
Fanboying over there.
No. Speaking of Rage Against the Machine, I'm not gonna like review this. It just came out on this time space continuum now today, Friday. Tom Morello just came out with his first solo album, the guitarist from Rage Against the Machine and Audio Slave and Prophets of Rage. And it's really interesting because it's like a lot of like techno kind of shit, but he's got a lot of fucking guests on there. But I give that shit on first listen an 8.
Wow.
It's
First
like-
listen an 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
Okay.
It was really good. It's interesting.
Kind of a little high.
But what I'm really going to review this week, we've talked about this quite a few times leading up to it, the Venom movie.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your review of this.
So Jackie and I went and saw that this past weekend when it came out.
Monday.
Monday.
We went Monday on our day off.
That's right. And I was very excited to see it, and I enjoyed it. It was a great movie. It had some cool suspense to it. There's definitely some pretty rugged parts in it, kind of scary a little bit. It's not like horror movie scary, but it's like dark and like
Yeah.
something,
It's-
shit pops up at you and
it's-
fucked up.
Dark and ominous.
It would have been better rated R, for sure.
You really think that would have made a difference?
I think that looking at some of the content that was in it,
yeah.
they probably would have taken it to a
To
whole
the
nother
next
level.
Yeah. Okay.
So some of it kind of got a little hokey to me because there wasn't the inclusion of a shit ton of blood. Because straight up Venom eats
no.
people.
Well, because if you show the more blood you show, then it has to be rated R. So therefore, that's why
Right.
there's no more
They
blood.
got their like quota of fucks. Like he said fuck you to somebody or something. Like they said the F word a couple times.
Oh.
But like,
You're only allowed like so
Like
many
couple.
F words
Yeah, like a couple.
when it's PG-13.
yeah. But like there was like next to no blood. But my biggest problem, which I was trying not to have a problem with, was the simple lack of connection to Spider-Man. There's nothing. And I'm a Venom fan, right? So like I know that the original origin story of Venom is much different than what happens in this movie. It is. It just is. And that's fine because I understand like the rights and the this and that, whatever the financial bullshit that's involved.
Yeah.
But I just it felt hollow to me in that regard. Like there's no connection to Spider-Man. I think Venom, I think his cool ass like face and that cool ass like white spider design on his costume, right? There's no spider on his costume. There's nothing. He just has like white veins.
Yeah, but like maybe it will eventually.
Maybe it will
We
eventually.
don't know what they're gonna do after.
I've
this.
said before that I think that they made it PG-13 to eventually connect it to Spider-Man. I mean, it makes sense. It's just going to be a totally different story, which is fine.
Well, and as me, I didn't read the comics, so I didn't know what to expect.
And you enjoyed it.
I did. I wasn't thrilled. Like, if you ask my honest opinion, I could have waited to go see it.
Right.
I'm glad we went to go see it. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. But probably because I don't know what the story of Venom truly is.
See, that's why I think I would like it a lot more than your rating.
Because you don't know much about
I don't follow Marvels as well as you do.
Right.
I don't know the backstory to Venom. If you were to say why, well, you did say it, that there was no connection between Venom and Spider-Man, I wouldn't even know where to put that connection in.
Yeah.
Right.
So that
So it wouldn't matter to you
that
at
wouldn't
all.
matter
Yeah.
to me.
Right. So you would love it.
Then
probably.
you would enjoy the movie.
So how
'Cause
was,
it was-
how was Tom Hardy as an actor?
Tom Hardy was awesome.
Was he?
Yeah.
Dude, it's great watching him. Like the action scenes were great. Like his fight scenes.
The fight scene, like from like the last quarter of the movie, was awesome. Like right, and I knew it was going to be that
Yeah,
way because
but
it's an
even-
origin story.
But in the beginning, when like he doesn't know what's wrong with him, like it's actually kind of comical. He did a great job.
Right.
And like, you know, he's doing all these crazy things that like he shouldn't be able to do, but
Mm-hmm.
he's acting like a normal person who's like freaked out. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you believe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was believable. And also he does the voice of Venom itself.
Really?
So he can hear a voice in his head. That's the suit talking to him, right? And he does that voice too. And it's awesome. It's awesome.
would it be something okay to take my boys to see?
Yeah. Like I said, there's some dark parts in it. Like there's like
Well, what are some other movies that they've seen that might be questionable? Because I'm wondering if
Schindler's List.
really heavy stuff.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Boogie
Yo,
Nights.
House of 1,000 Corpses was the first movie Alice and I ever saw on our first date.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
You guys are
That's intense.
sick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I think that certainly, like kids can see it. It's just there's parts of it that are definitely like kind of eerie. Like when he goes in the lab and shit. When he sneaks in
Yeah.
the lab and shit. I mean, like that
I feel
shit
like
gets
they
kind
can
of
handle
crazy. But like the rest of it's cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't show him eating people, but Venom definitely eats people.
Yeah.
Like that
sure.
that just straight up happens.
The one thing I will say is Tom Hardy he's a
Dreamy.
good looking man.
He's
He is a
dreamy.
good looking man. I'm not crazy about his American sounding accent.
Yeah.
He kind of sounds like a child when he does it. Like I'd rather like just
Yeah,
Yes.
he does. He kind of has like a goofy
Like-
kind of accent. Like it's weird. But like, I don't know. The character of Eddie Brock, who he plays, that's his name. In the original story, he's from New York, where Peter Parker and Spider-Man is. They talk about in the movie that he's from New York.
yeah,
So
they did say that.
That accent might just be played off as some New York accent, I guess. But I give the movie a strong 7. Strong 7. I give it a strong 7. It was good.
Yeah.
Like I said, really, I went into it knowing that there wasn't a connection to Spider-Man, and I was trying not to let that bother me. By the end of the movie, it just did.
Certain things bother Taylor. You just can't let them go.
As a fan, as like a fan of the whole thing, it just kind of like, I don't know. But I'm excited because it does leave it open for a sequel. I'm not really going to get into it, but and if you don't know anything about this series, you wouldn't really understand it anyway. But the sequel is going to be dope.
Yeah.
It's going to be dope. So, Kev, what do you got for this week in history? Slow week. Just like you, Kev.
Well spoken.
Kev, you did a great job tonight. I'm actually really impressed. This might be your best episode yet. Jackie, great job tonight.
Thank you.
Danny, wonderful as always.
Thanks.
I'm Taylor Cooper. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Check out Relatable Radio, might be sports, and everything on mbnnetwork.com, SoundCloud, iTunes Podcasts, Novak and Franz. Everything's out there. It's all there. Check us out. Follow us on Twitter and all that jazz. Peace out. Peace out, guys. Good job.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Peace.